JNN is brought to you by Tender Years Preschool.
Coming up on JagNewsNet, we give you an inside look on new testing standards, Sabrina Sordello brings back senior moments, and Kenny Hem is back in the JNN Sports Box. All this and more on JNN.
Good morning, Jax. I'm Melissa Miranda.
And I'm Mariah Dominguez, and today is Friday, January 31st.
Homecoming week has been a blast. It's good to see all the school spirit.
Yeah, all the decorations look great. And did you see the kid in the tiger suit?
Yeah. Today is Spirit Day. Today's rally begins at 1:30, and our boys basketball team hosts Mill High at 7. In other news, school is changing. Students, you may have noticed the subtle changes in your classroom over the past year. This is due to new Common Core standards. Julissa Kennedy and Catherine Siciliani filed this report.
A change is on the horizon for the educational system, taking place all across the United States. Teachers have been preparing students for the new Common Core standards for the past year. However, students will not feel the shift until next school year.
Common Core is a new way of thinking about education that's a little bit different than what we've traditionally done.
Common Core is the new standards of education as far as it's a different way of teaching, it's a different way of making students think and work.
Because they had so many kids who weren't ready for college when they entered college and they had to give all these remedial classes, they thought, you know, something's not right here.
Our current list of standards was too fact-based. It was too basic, if you want to think of it like that. And so on a world scale, our students weren't coming out of high school prepared to really think. They had a list of information, a list of knowledge, and that's easy to list down on a piece of paper.
Common Core constantly goes in circles to where you are reviewing those standards over and over again.
Now it's more giving up to the students to try to figure out the problem. Rather than you doing most of it, you give it to them. Instead of spoon feeding, now they have to figure it out.
45 states across the U.S. have adopted the new Common Core standards for their classrooms, California included. This means that next year, students in Modesto City schools will begin the new system.
So for once, kids are actually going to be learning the same thing at every grade in every state, which is a very new concept.
It's kind of the whole nation coming under one umbrella so that all of the states are working towards college and career readiness.
And the other thing it does is it talks about learning things deeply. They want you to be able to figure it out.
They may have already started to see that in our classrooms we're slowing down the pacing of how we're covering material, and we're digging deeper. We're asking students to critically think.
You can work out and manipulate any type of problem and find a solution.
Students will not have CSTs at the end of this school year, as they are no longer a part of the system. In February, juniors only will begin preparing for the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium testing, which will take place from the end of March to the beginning of April. They can expect to spend more time in the computer lab as these tests are computerized.
4 years from now, 3 years from now, the idea of filling out a Scantron test will be very foreign to students. It will be in front of a computer, taking a test that will lead you through problems and questions that are really designed to be much more than just memorization. Do you understand the concept?
It's a different kind of way of testing. It's more authentic. It might ask you what would happen if I add some of this to that, and give you some prior knowledge about what might happen, and then you have to assume and kind of put the pieces together.
They have the rubric of a 3-2-1 or a 2-1-0, and if you're on the right track and the computer recognizes that, you get a 2 rather than a 0. You didn't get the answer that the computer or that the people who programmed it believed you should get or should realize and get the 3, but you're on the right track and they give you a 2 rather than the bubbling, well, that's not what we wanted. We wanted A, you picked B, and B was close, but it wasn't A, so now you're completely wrong. And it's more of a student-driven world where they are not just going, yes, I can fill out this worksheet. They are actually going to be connecting all the pieces together.
It's really, what should you be teaching the students? What should they know when they leave your classroom? You know, at the end of this school year, what skills have they developed? So it's really a roadmap to a senior year of skills and abilities that a student should be able to have.
The class of 2014 will not feel the full effects of this shift, but juniors and under can anticipate the changes that Common Core will bring next year and beyond. This has been Catherine Siciliani and Jaleesa Kennedy reporting for JNN.
On Tuesday, FFA competed at the Stanislaus Tuolumne sections. Elizabeth Ragucci placed first in job interview, Brandon Heinrich placed second, and fourth place went to Michael Bolton. All three moved on to Central Region FFA prelims on February 12th at Galt High School. Track and field starts on February 10th, so turn in your packets to sign up. CSF applications are now available in Miss Pound's room in N211 and in the SBO. Please complete your application with a copy of your first semester grades to 211 by Friday, February 7th. For more information, see Miss Pound. It's time to turn our attention to you, seniors. Sabrina Sordello is here to revive a favorite from last year, Senior Moments. Let's take a look.
Hey Jags, I'm Sabrina Sordello and this is Senior Moments. Let's start with the latest senior announcements. First off, CSF applications are due next Friday the 7th. If you aren't sure if you qualify for a lifetime membership, here's what you need to know. You must have been a member for 4 semesters since sophomore year, and one of those semesters has to be in your senior year. If you have any questions, see Mrs. Pound. Haven't ordered your cap and gown yet? Be sure to go online to centralvalleygrad.com and take care of that as soon as possible. If you're planning on attending the Disneyland trip, all candy fundraising money is due February 15th. The second deposit of $90 for Disneyland is due now, and the third and final deposit will be due on March 3rd. Now it's time for college-related announcements. E&J Gala Winery is hosting a scholarship intern program for graduating seniors. An informational meeting regarding the program will be held next Tuesday the 4th in the library at lunch. Only 40 members may attend and you must sign up in advance, so see Mrs. Shepard. Also see her in regard to any college acceptances you have received or any scholarships you have been offered. If you have any colleges that have requested a mid-year report, you also need to contact Mrs. Shepard. Now that we've survived those announcements, we at JNN want to know how you seniors have survived your high school years. Due to the success of last year's Senior Moments, we're bringing it back. If you don't recall, last year's stories were a mix of sincere and funny memories. So if you're a senior and you have a memorable moment that you want to share, look for me next Monday at lunch under the JNN booth. Pitch your story to me and you just might be the next senior moment.
One last minute senior announcement. After applying for FAFSA, go to csac.ca.gov and set up your web grant account under the Student and Parents tab. Your information must be matched with your FAFSA information to receive proper funding. If funding does not match or you have any questions, see Ms. Shepard in the C building. If you're interested in playing football next season, see Coach McCoy in N115 or Coach Witten or Green in the PE office for spring schedule. There are a few spots left for the Europe trip. If you're interested, see Ms. York in C202 ASAP. Time is running out. Online balloting starts today and extends until February 10th. Your English teachers will provide you with the instructions with your ballot. If you have any questions, see your counselor. Applications for next year's JNN staff are now available. So for those of you interested in joining either broadcast or newspaper, stop by C112 and pick up an application from Mr. McCarthy. These programs are a good fit for outgoing students who want to learn and take part in journalism, either with a video camera or with online writing. Don't see on your ballot? Stop by C112 to discuss your interest.
Academic Block G applications are due Friday, February 14th. They can be picked up from the SBO or downloaded from the school website. Floral is offering Valentine balloons for pre-sale now in M103, and roses will be available during the week of Valentine's. The Athletic Boosters Club presents the 4th annual Crab Feed fundraiser on Saturday, March 22nd from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the Ripon Community Center. All proceeds from the event go to Gregori Athletics. Tickets are available in the SBO for $40. And now, here's Kenny Hem in the JNN Sports Box.
What's up, Gregori High? This is Kenny Hem coming from the JNN Sports Box. First up, girls basketball played Enox this past Tuesday to start off homecoming week. The game ended in a tight loss for the Jags with the final score of 50-44. The Lady Jags played Modesto High last night, so I'm unable to report the score for that game. Wednesday, boys basketball beat Enox 61-45. We lost to Bayer High last Friday 66-53. Homecoming week ends tonight with our boys taking on Mo High in the latest version of the cat fight. So be sure to come out and cheer on the Jags. We want the spot to be loud tonight. Game time begins at 7:15. Jags dominated Johansson on the wrestling mat Tuesday night. Tristan Rodenburn started the night and pinned his opponent 2 minutes 43 seconds into the match. Cadence Mitchell won by technical fault, scoring 17 points to 1 from his opponent. Ethan Villavicencio won by 4 minutes 51 seconds into the match. Andrew Nash won by pin 2 minutes and 23 seconds into his match. Tanner Godot won by major decision, scoring 10-1 against his opponent. Finally, Nick Kerr ended the night with a struggling fight but came up with a pin against his opponent 5 minutes 14 seconds into his match, resulting with a big win for Gregori. JV won 54-12 and varsity outmuscled the Vikings 65-12. That's it for the Sports Box this week. I'm Kenny Hem, signing off.
Jags, we'll see you at the rally this afternoon to get pumped up for the game tonight. It will be here at home at 7 o'clock.
Royalty will be announced at halftime, so be sure to come and see your homecoming court and cheer on our Jags.
That's all for this week. I'm Melissa Miranda.
And I'm Mariah Dominguez. See you next time.